Well, hello there. This is Jennifer Villamil, host of my Almost Midlife Crisis podcast. And today I am joined by a very special guest. This is Ginza. This is my almost 5-year-old French bulldog who's about to be a big sister. She just doesn't know it yet. Although I think she kind of knows because she's acting a little bit more protective nowadays. But during the episode, I talk about how uh, being a parent of a human being is by far like one of the biggest responsibilities that we will ever take on in our lives. And but I will say that having a dog first is like training wheels for having a kid. And if you are thinking about having a child and you've never had a pet, like maybe, just maybe, you should think about getting a pet first, because they really help kind of prepare you as much as you can be, knowing that it's kind of like the biggest thing we're ever going to do. But they can help prepare you a little bit. So let's talk about how. First of all, while pets can be really fun and they can bring a lot of joy to your life and they're obviously really cute, they are also a huge responsibility. And in fact, it's a responsibility that personally, I don't think enough people take seriously. The fact that there are so many dogs in shelters and cats, but we'll focus on dogs today. The fact that there are so many dogs in shelter just is heartbreaking to me. Like, to me, when you get a dog, unless you pass on, like you actually die, which even in that case, you should have a plan in your will of who's going to take the dog and have that discussion prior. But unless there's something you just like death, there is no reason for a dog to ever go into the pound, because they just want to be loved, and you decided to take on that responsibility. They didn't decide that for you. And so therefore it's your responsibility. So that means that, you know what, if you live in a big city, which like I do, if you live in a big city and you have a dog, then you shouldn't even be looking at apartments that don't allow dogs, because you've taken yourself out of that market. You also need to make sure that you train your dog so that it doesn't get taken away or euthanized because they attacked somebody, right? It's your responsibility, just like a child, to make sure that they behave and that they're like good members of the community, right? You don't want to have that dog that goes to the dog park and that's the jerk that everyone is like, ugh, Ginza just showed up at the dog park. Like, that dog's a pain in the ass. And we all know those dogs that are not socialized and they just either bite or they're aggressive. And that's on the owner. That's on the owner. And I don't care what kind of breed it is. So dogs are work. They take training. They take responsibility to make sure that they're healthy, that they're being taken care of, that they're getting what they need, that they're going to the vet regularly, and that vet bills are paid for, which are very high, especially if you have a French bulldog. Like, you'll be best friends with your vet. And you also get very used to, just doing things that are gross. like, like it does not even faze me to like pick up her poop, no matter what condition it's in, if she's feeling well or not, pick up her throw up. She's peed on me before when she was like on Benadryl, and poor thing was falling asleep in the airport on my lap, and well, I guess got a little too relaxed, and I had to go on an entire flight with pee on my leg. She has embarrassed me in public, just like a kid would. Like, she's also in the airport, walking in the middle of the what when you're going down the gates in the I forgot what that's called. I can't think of, pregnancy brain. We're walking right in the middle of the airport and then just taking a poop in the middle of the walkway, and I just had to sit there and stand and wait for her to finish while everyone is staring at me to pick it up, which was pretty humiliating. Dogs can act out and we have to then apologize because they are animals. And even with the best training, sometimes they don't do what we want them to do. And it can be embarrassing. We have to make life choices because we have a dog. We can't just do whatever we want. We can't just go wherever you want, whenever you want. You have to think about, well, when is Ginza going to eat? Who's going to take care of her if I go out on vacation? They can't just take care of themselves at any point in their lives. And all of these things really help kind of build that responsibility and life changes as much as they can, which I do think dogs are better at it than cats, because cats you can kind of leave home alone. You make sure that the litter box is good to go and you fill up the bowl and like you see them 2 days later and it's fine. You can't do that with a dog. But I think most importantly too, if you've never had a dog, then you don't fully understand just the pure love that you get from a dog and that you give to your dog. I mean, there's nothing that I wouldn't do for this little one. And she, they say, I saw this great quote where it's be the person your dog thinks you are. And it's true. Like dogs just see you as this, like, the light of their life, right? And then you just want to make them happy. And to me, it's really preparing you for parenthood. It's preparing you for the responsibility, for the life changes, but also for that unconditional love both ways, where you just want to do your very best for this thing that needs you, and that you would just do anything for. So while they're not the same, I will say that if you want some training wheels before you go the real deal, before you have a kid, maybe try getting a dog. But once you get it, it's now yours. Don't even try to be bringing it to the pound. But I mean, with this face, how could you not though? Well, either way, good luck on your journey, whether you just want a dog, you want a kid, or you want both. But personal advice, I wouldn't get a puppy and a baby at the same time. Pick one to start with, okay? So good luck on your journey. Talk to you soon.